Hello, and welcome back to The Culture Shift with Rosalind Jovan, our podcast aimed at inspiring the leaders of tomorrow, brought to you by Black Enterprise. Here, we like to review the success stories of today's tastemakers to encourage those who dare to dream big. Today, we're getting real with renowned music executive and entrepreneur Mathew Knowles about the reality that men can get diagnosed with breast cancer. I had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Knowles about his own breast cancer diagnosis and being a breast cancer survivor living with the BRCA2 gene mutation. He'll educate us on the importance of testing and the resources available to us through AstraZeneca. So join me in welcoming the one and only Mathew Knowles. It's a really important conversation we're having today. You're opening up about being a male breast cancer survivor who's living with the BRCA2 gene mutation. I'm saying that correctly?
BRCA2.
BRCA2 gene mutation. Now, it's something we don't talk about enough or typically see men talk about openly. So what inspired you to be so candid with your diagnosis and your experience?
Well, a very good question. Most people aren't aware that in 1980, I sold diagnostic imaging equipment for 20 years, mammography equipment. So during that period of selling mammography equipment, we had training. And we actually in that training talked about male breast cancer in 1980. Then I went on to be an MRI and CT sales specialist and a neurosurgical specialist. So I've had this 20 years of information. Early detection in 1980s, I was trying to tell every woman that would listen the importance of getting a mammogram. And what happened as we fast forward to 5 years ago, just a random day and taking off my t-shirt for bed, I saw these red dots on the t-shirt. Second day, they were in the same area. And my wife, I asked her, like, I don't know what's going on. Did you get some new t-shirts? She said, no. But on your side of the bed, the last few days, there's been these dots of blood. And I knew immediately what that could mean from my training. And then called my doctor and asked for a mammogram. And he had never in 40 years had a male patient ask for a mammogram. And I got a mammogram, and sure enough, I had male breast cancer. Doing that surgical procedure, I then took another test that I'd never had. I'd never heard of BRCA2, and I took the test, and sure enough, it turned out that I was genetically mutated. And for men, what that means is that you have a higher probability of male breast cancer, of prostate cancer, which I really have a concern because genetically also, my family, my grandfather, my dad's four of his five brothers all died of prostate cancer. And so also with with a man having BRCA2 is melanoma and pancreatic cancer. For women, it's ovarian and male breast cancer.
So, before I even go to my next question, how do you feel that kind of that alignment in regards to the work you were doing back in 1980? You had no idea you likely probably it would be in your future. Do you think that was some kind of divine intervention type
Yeah.
where it was kind of like meant for you to at least have that job so you could have this background knowledge that was going to prepare you for what was to come 40 years later, nearly?
Yeah, I always say, Jocelyn, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And I really do, I'm a motivational speaker, and I really do believe that divine intervention was part of this. That was meant to be that just my belief, that was meant to be that I share this information, hopefully save lives.
Right.
I am really excited about being back in the medical community. Most people don't know that, they know me, the music side of me, but they don't know the medical side. And I really enjoyed the medical side because I'm a nerd, and I like learning new things in medicine. I love that. So I'm really happy with the having the opportunity to have a platform that I can share this information with men and women.
Yes, yes. So you touched lately on your family history. Can you share a little about how family history affects the risk for cancer associated with the BRCA gene?
Well, I mean, that's why we take the test is to get the information, uh, to know if that family history exists. And it's important. I would want to know uh, so that I could make sure my sister, my brother, my kids, my grandkids, that they're good. So it's not just information for you to use. It's information that hopefully will help the people you love the most and make sure they're okay as well.
Yeah. Yes. Tell us about your involvement with the Be BRCA Aware campaign. I said that correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that right.
Good.
So the Be BRCA Aware campaign is with AstraZeneca, and it's a website. It's just how it's B-E BRCA, BRCA, and Aware, uh, then WARE. You can go to that website, and it gives just a whole plethora of information on genetic mutation. It talks about the types of mutations, when to get tested. Had I known the information I know today, I would have gotten tested in my 30s. And I think AstraZeneca does an exceptional job in this whole awareness so that we can have the information so that we can make informed decisions. I made a lifestyle change, Russell, and once I knew I was BRCA mutated, I lost 30 pounds. I changed my diet. I walk whenever I'm not traveling. I walk 2 miles. I did yesterday. I have a goal of 45 minutes. So it's a fast, brisk walk. Occasionally I check in. There's a mental part of cancer and disease also, and I check in with my black therapist, uh, male black man. I check in with him from time to time just to check in.
Yeah. Yeah. How, I mean, touching a bit on you sharing the resources that you sought out with therapy, working out, seeing your own doctors. What resources are available to educate people about their risk for potential genetic cancers?
Well, the resources is where we start is going to the website there, um, be BRCA aware, and that's a tremendous resource. Knowing your BRCA status can also, if you have cancer, help reveal how you can target your certain types of treatments that doing cancer. But it's also, again, if I knew what I knew now at 30, I would have gotten a genetic test.
Yeah.
If I knew what I knew now, had I known before my surgery, I would have got a double mastectomy. But I didn't have the information. And
Mhm.
that's why it's so critical to have the information to make informed decisions.
And I mean, I have relatives that they're navigating experiences with cancer at the moment. I'm not sure if they are seeking out therapy. And you mentioned that you have a Black male therapist. How important do you feel it is to have somebody to talk to that has no relation to you um, when you're navigating an experience like, cancer diagnosis?
I think it's critical. I mean, based on the information I've read and researched, uh, loneliness and isolation comes with a lot of cancers. And that's the reason that I think people should also seek out the mental aspect. I think it's the four parts. This is just my opinion. Genetic test, then the treatment, diagnostic imaging, and then surgery treatment, and then also having that mental uh, aspect of the mental health aspect of it. I think all of that goes together. That's again my opinion. Certainly, I'm not a doctor, but that's just what I've experienced that works for me.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Mr. Knowles. This is such important work that you're doing. You don't have to, you could continue your legacy as we know it, with just being a entertainment music mogul. But now we're hearing more about your background in the medical field. And do you feel it was necessary to align that your medical background as well as just what we already know about you in entertainment?
And that's why I'm very pleased and proud and honored to partner with AstraZeneca and to share. Men, we have to be more proactive. We have to be more vulnerable. There's this whole toughness that I'm not going to see a doctor until it hurts. That's my opinion. And we have to have more platforms. For example, to Russell and I'll leave with this. Most people don't even know that this month is Prostate Awareness Month. But we do know next month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So the question is, why do we know one, but we don't know the other?
Most definitely. Thank you so much, Mr. Knowles. It was such an honor to speak with you today and for an important conversation that I really hope anyone who watches this and listens to this feels moved and compelled to go ahead and just go get themselves tested.
Thank you so much.